My personality is if I have a problem before me, irrespective, professional or personal, my personality is to, okay, this hurts, it's uncomfortable, I'm not liking this right now, but how can I make it better? What is there out there to make this better? And that is what I did. I made use of everything that the trust put before me. I went into the Emerging Stronger groups. I went into one of Anne's chief executive meetings. I was arranging virtual coffees with complete strangers. So yeah, I tried everything first, including talking to my team and saying, hey, I'm struggling here. Can we do virtual coffees? Can we keep doing the virtual NDTs and this, that, and the other? And I think it got to a point where I realized I'd tried absolutely everything that I could. And then I ended up in a very teary place and quite a big mess, actually, mentally. But that's not a bad thing, because, you know, this last 12 months hasn't been a particularly normal situation. But again, you know, there is that tipping point, and I hit mine without a doubt. The trust did make access to things like Headspace and the Employee Assistance Counselling Programme. You could be in the mindset of going, how's talking to a complete stranger actually going to help? And when it's remote as well, and you can't physically see the person you're talking to, it's a little bit difficult on top of that. But actually, you know, the counselling doesn't give you the solution, it doesn't give you the cure, and it doesn't necessarily give you any tangible solution, for want of a better word. But what it actually does is, you know, those appointments are coming, you know why you put your hands up, and you know what your inner problems were. And the beauty of knowing that appointment is coming is it gives you the chance to reflect on yourself internally, think about where you were, where you're currently at, what the current issues are, and what kind of things can you do, or what is there about you that you maybe need to change? What is it about others that you need to not necessarily change, but address? There were times where I'd be about half an hour before a counselling session, I think, I don't really have anything to say. But they take you back over the previous weeks, they talk about where you've been and work out where you are now. And that in itself led into a conversation where you're like, oh, actually, why don't I stop doing this? You know, I think as a shielder, you know, I think, well, I can only do the best that I can. But what I would say is really, really important is just be, you know, as colleagues and as friends, be mindful of each other's situations. I tapped into the absence reporting, and I tapped into the support hub, and I made use of the staff counselling service as well. I think I have my last session in a few weeks' time, and that's not a bad thing. But more than that, there is quite a wait to access the counselling service. But people in that the hub that we have access to on TrustNet, if they know that you're waiting for counselling but you're not necessarily in a particularly good place as a member of staff, I can say from experience, I had somebody checking in with me to say, hey, how are you doing? Is there anything I can do for you? And so, you know, it was really, really well managed, in my opinion. I had a really positive experience to something quite traumatic in many respects.